Hey, hi. Macronutrient number 3 is carbohydrate. Let's talk about the 3 biggest lies about carbohydrate. The 3 biggest lies about carbohydrate. One is fat is bad, so carbohydrate obviously is good. That's what you need to eat. Lots of carbohydrate. So fat is bad, that's the first lie. The second lie is that you need to have carbohydrate. If you don't have it in your diet, then you're missing something. And the third lie about carbohydrate is that diabetes just happens. There's no reason for it. Lie number 1, fat is bad. That's why we eat so much carbohydrate, because in 1977, they came up with this thing called the diet-heart hypothesis. And it says that fat, well, it causes clogging in your arteries, causes cholesterol to go up, your arteries plug up. So you can't eat fat, especially saturated fat. You should almost never, ever eat that stuff, which really only leaves protein and carbohydrate for you to eat. Protein, you don't want too much protein. So really, all you have to add to replace that fat is carbohydrate. So what's been promoted is a low-fat, high carbohydrate, moderate protein diet. So the challenge is the science doesn't really prove the diet-heart hypothesis. As a matter of fact, the science is actually indicating that if you consume a large amount of saturated fat, it doesn't really raise your LDL, the bad cholesterol level, very much, if at all. The Tocoluians in the South Pacific eat tons of coconut. And we've just heard recently, actually came out that said coconut oil is pure poison. And that's based on the diet-heart unproven hypothesis. But Tocoluians eat tons of coconut, almost no heart disease, kind of normal cholesterol actually. Second thing you need to know about carbohydrate is you don't need it. We're told we have to have carbohydrate. Your brain doesn't run without sugar, except that your body can make its own sugar, and your brain runs really well actually on fat. So we talked about essential fatty acids and we've talked about essential amino acids. There are no essential carbohydrates at all. So you don't need actually any carbohydrate. You can live quite well without any carbohydrate. Weird, huh? And the third thing I want to talk about with carbohydrate is we've been told that diabetes just happens. Oh, well, you got type 2 diabetes? It just happens. It's the way your life is. Obviously, it's the way your metabolism works. So just take this drug and, get used to the fact that you're a type 2 diabetic. And here's the weird thing. Since 1977, since we came up with the diet-heart hypothesis and we started eating way more carbohydrate and way less fat, the prevalence of type 2 diabetes is skyrocketing. They're expecting that by 2050, 1 in 3 to 1 in 5 Americans will be type 2 diabetic. So a third of the population having a disease, it's not by some freaky happenstance.
I wanna stand my ground. Somehow I'll make you notice that our lives are bound.
So to sum up my 3 points, fat, it's not so bad. You do not need carbohydrate, and diabetes is not happening by accident. It's the carbohydrate you're eating. You're carbohydrate intolerant if you have type 2 diabetes. Your body doesn't deal with carbohydrate very well. And if you are lactose intolerant, what would you stop eating? Lactose. If you're carbohydrate intolerant, what do you need to stop eating? Or at least severely limit carbohydrate. And the people that are doing a really good job of stopping and reversing diabetes, one of the first things that they have to do is completely ignore the guidelines that they've been given.
Oh, you hear my heart beating for you now. I'm here standing by you every day.
So here's my one question for you. What's the one carbohydrate thing that you think you wouldn't be able to even live without? Mention it below in the comments. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this video and you want more, subscribe, like, and share it. There's lots more to come.
I hope you will see